Hey guys, welcome to week 4. All those students who are actually doing the math unit plan, this is the video for them. This is your watch me first for the unit plan. Your unit plan starts from week 4 and then your final submission is in week 6. Week 6 or week 7. But as you know that unit plan is one grade that is duplicated for math, science, and social studies. So it is really important. So if you look at week 4, you see a unit plan folder that has the complete template, the rubric, and then what do you have to do for part 1. I'm going to show you the complete template and the rubric and then go into details with part 1. Okay. So when you open up this document, you are going to see that this is your unit plan template. This is the template you're going to use. I have broken up this template into 3 parts so that you have every part and feedback on every part so that you can make revisions and submit a really good unit plan by the end of this semester. So here are your questions that are there. Then you have your unit objectives. Your unit plan will consist of 3 lesson plans. Okay. That is themed around one unit. That means around one topic or one area, concept. Unit assessments, and then this is for your each lesson you are going to copy paste this 3 times. And when we do the individual ones, this will become very clear. Okay. And then now let me show you the rubric. This is the rubric and the areas that it is looked at. Okay. So let's take it step by step. Let's first go to part 1. Okay. So your part 1 of the assignment are actually the first 4 questions that you have to answer. So here I've given you, write your name, your mentor teacher, school name, which grade level is already, you have the same grade level that you're going to do that you were doing your teaching lesson plan. Date will be the date that you submit. So leave this blank for now. And then the topic, you can use your teaching lesson, the one that you recorded your lesson plan on, as one of the lesson plans and then expand on that area, or you can completely choose a different one. Okay. So let's go into details about these parts. So here is where you have to provide explanation about the students. You have not been in the field, so this is a little bit more challenging, but it is not difficult at all. Okay, so here you explain about the students. We are going to use the Texas report card, and let me show you that. So when you open your Texas report card, this is what it looks. Campus name. So you're going to put Burgess. For everybody, it is Burgess Elementary. Burgess Elementary in Wichita Falls comes up. You are going to view report. When you report, this is what opens up. It gives you an accountability rating for the school. It talks about other areas. You have a pre-K to 5. What's the total number? So now let us look at, here is your race, campus. So here is your grade level. Okay. Class sizes, average class sizes. So when you're talking about the students, you are going to focus on your grade level or on your classroom. And when you talk about the environmental factors is when the ethnicity and everything will come into play. Okay, so when we are looking down, I'm going to go look down and go to, let's say, a grade level that is there. So here is, let's say you have 2nd grade. If you have 2nd grade, then it tells you by campus it is 12.3, whereas the district is 17.9. So basically it means that the campus or the classroom have a lower student teacher ratio. So let me go back and show you what all things I've said. Here is where you would have to make a little bit of assumptions on their reading levels. What do you think about their reading levels? What do you think about their at-risk status? What do you think about any pull-out programs and things like that. So some of the information you will find here. So if you look at it, there is about 7% English language learners, which compared to the whole group is small. So you may not have that many of ELL students in your classroom, but 86% of them or 87% of them are economically disadvantaged, which means that they need some sort of, they're coming from, they are free and reduced lunch. They need supplemental resources to be at level with the students that are not socioeconomically weak. Let's look at other things. Subjects. You can see over here what is the subject ratio on those. All grades. It talks about all grades have been tested. It talks about grades 4 to 8. It talks about those with the state compared to those things. So here is where the challenge comes, is if you were in the classroom, you would know the IEP and you would know the other situation about it. But since you are not in the classroom, you are going to make up about special needs, if there are any gifted, if there are any IEPs, any pullouts, any reading levels, behavior. The way to think about it, this is whatever you write here, you will be using it to plan your unit. So if you have, let's say, if you have students who are at low reading level, that are not at grade level in reading, then you could have a modification that you read questions to them. So those are the things that you have to take into mind. Now, there is no chance that you don't have anything here. If you don't have anything, you're going to lose points, because here is what it says. Description of the significant environmental factors are complete and detailed and clearly outline special challenges to instruction posed. The only challenge that's happening here is because you are not in a real classroom, you are having to think about this. Okay, I am here to help you as you work through this. Don't worry about it. But this is what the part 1 is. So you talk about the students and then you talk about the environmental factors. Environmental factors would have, again, like you can include the ethnicity, you can include technology. What do you think about technology? Does it have good technology? Most all Wichita Falls ISD schools have 1:1 computer technology, iPads or Chromebooks. You can talk about classroom arrangement. Classroom, I know you've not seen the classroom arrangement, but you can make an assumption here as to how is the classroom arrangement. Does it allow for group work? Does it not allow for group work? Another aspect would be the space. You already know that the ratio for this campus, Burgess Elementary, is lower than that of the district. So that could also provide you some more ideas on it. When you are talking about the environmental factors, you are thinking ahead about how is it helping in the learning process. Another part of this is actually the community. So this will require you to do some research also. How is the community around Burgess Elementary? We know that there is, most of them are free and reduced lunch. So what is the community? Search, you will find, if you look on the district, you're going to find intervention plans. You're going to find other pictures and news about the different outreach that Burgess Elementary has done to involve the community into this. If you have a Facebook, you can always like Burgess Elementary on Facebook, which will also provide you a lot of information for the environmental factors. The environmental factors have to cover the school that comes from the Texas report card, the community that will come from your research, and then the classroom that will be a little bit of your assumptions that you are having. So the next part of this is, so you have these two questions, and then the next part that you have is, how did these influence your planning or assessment? This is a very important part. You are going to write at least 2 to 3 key ideas here because of what you have written in students and in environmental factors. That is what it is. You have to be specific here. You have to link it to the environmental factors, to the students. This one is actually has its own row in the total unit plan rubric. So you want to pay attention to what it says. I'm going to open up the main one so that we can read that section together. Give me just a second, and then we'll come back to the last question. So if you look over here, it says, are based on significant environmental factors. They are complete, detailed, and clearly address any specific challenges that are faced and closely aligned with individual development and diversity consideration. So you have to think about all of those factors when you are writing your unit plan as to how these changes are happening. So the last one that you have is about collaborating with your mentor teacher. Now, once again, here I know I completely understand this is you have not had a chance to collaborate with your mentor teacher. However, you have had a chance to collaborate with me. You have had a chance to collaborate with Dr. Hinchman. You have had a chance to collaborate with other professionals. So this talks about the collaboration, talks about utilizing and working with colleagues. It doesn't really say, the rubric doesn't say mentor teacher, even though this talks about this mentor teacher. Okay, so you can glean on some of your experiences if you've had before a mentor teacher, if you've had block B. Otherwise, you can talk about specific information on how you have done, how you have collaborated with your, let's say, what was I going to say? With your professors, with each other, with all of those things. So that is your part 4. So this is all you are submitting for your part 1 of the unit plan. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I know we are faced with unique situation right now, but you guys are already doing so great. I am sure you are going to knock this out of the ballpark. Okay. All right. Best of luck, guys.